First episode of the Dragoon's Lair podcast of the brand new year of 2025. The year of distractions, the year of our villain arc, because we're about to get bad.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So, welcome everyone to the Dragoon's Lair podcast. I am the Blue Dragoon himself, Daniel the Dragon, and with me once again is the family man himself, James Haynes.
Hey, what's up, Dan? How we doing?
Yeah.
Before we start the show, as everybody sees, Nola Strong. I got some family, we are family. I got them down there. They had friends that were down on New Year's Eve in the area, and it wasn't good.
Yeah.
That guy is an idiot. But also, sending my prayers and thoughts to my LA crew out there. All of them are safe right now, knock on wood.
Yeah.
But it is bone.
Yeah.
What do they say? Bowling shoe ugly.
Yeah, our best well wishes and hope that everyone's safe out in the LA fires, along with the fact that everyone's freezing on the East Coast. So, we're in parentheses of hell, as I would like to say. But no, I want to send a special, we hope Mike feels better soon, because Mike is not with us this week again.
Better, Mike.
Mike, you are missed. So we do hope you get better and you feel better and you join us on the next episode or soon enough.
Yes.
So, we're going to do something a little out of the ordinary for this episode because we really didn't have a lot of new media coming on because I don't know, I had to say it. We had the new show that started Shifting Gears.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it. I didn't watch the first episode primarily because I'm torn. I love Sean William Scott. I will watch anything with Kat Dennings. It's Tim Allen that's kind of making me not want to watch this one. You can only do the same shtick over and over and over again before it's completely tired. But at the very least, we did get some shows did come back. Animal Control came back for a new season.
By the way, did you catch the giraffe?
Oh, yeah.
And the gorilla. How many freaking dots?
Yeah, that was great. And thumbs. Yeah, Animal Control, Joe McHale and them, they did a great job. Yep. So, that was a great return. There's been a bunch of stuff coming out. We're going to discuss this episode, though.
Even
Wait, hang on. Yeah, I didn't watch Going Dutch just yet, but we are going to be covering the new movies that are coming out this year. So we're going to do an overview of the movies coming out and what we're excited for. So it's just first opinions on the titles and any information. We're going to be using the Wikipedia list. So I'm going to pull that up when we get to it so that this way we can, at the very least, go over things and you guys can follow along. And you guys can tell us what you think about the list and which movies you're most excited for by emailing us at dragoonslairpodcast@gmail.com. That's all one word, Dragoon is spelled with 2 O's. That's dragoonslairpodcast@gmail.com. You can also interact by leaving your comments on the Spotify page. You can leave us a review on Amazon along with Apple for their podcast. Leave us a review. It helps people find the show. I usually wait and do these plugs and stuff at the end of the episode. But we want to get you guys involved because the more you guys get involved and the more you interact with us, the more we know which direction to go and what to cover. If there are things you want us to discuss, we can discuss them. We just need to know what you're interested in to help us gauge popularity-wise. Because, Jimmy and I, we both watched Monday Night Raw premiering on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I will say, an amazing start to the show.
I want that mural.
Yeah, the mural was amazing.
Holy crap.
I have to say that I did like what they did. There was one segment that was hilariously booed. And
that's we're not talking about Dirty Dom.
No, we would have expected that one. But no, that match with Rhea and Liv was, a friend of mine called me during that match, as that match was starting. And I wasn't feeling well. But I was like, you're calling during a Rhea Ripley match.
No. You know the rules. You don't call during Rhea Ripley. You don't call during Battlestar Galactica. You don't call during Firefly.
Yeah, well, no, Battlestar Galactica, you got that warning very well.
I know.
A lot of people did from me, so no. But, that's the thing. It's the Rhea Ripley match was phenomenal. The fact that it was a small card, but it was it was a little over 3 hours.
4 matches in 3
4
hours.
matches, but those matches were worth it for the time frame.
The first match, forget about it.
Yeah.
That was worth it.
Yeah,
and then all the introductions.
Yeah, the tribal combat, everything that went on. Like, Monday Night Raw is finding its place, and the fact that the fans were not censored finally, where they were actually...
Thank you, Netflix.
Yeah, because the fans getting to say, fuck you, Solo. Since they said it, I can say it. But yeah, no, Solo Sikoa has really demonstrated that he belongs in a title contention.
Yeah.
He is a future true main eventer.
Listen, the guy had the North American title in his hands until a certain NXT GM had to say, sorry, you're not supposed to defend it on SmackDown. We got to take it away from you. But, Carmella, you want to try for it? Okay, listen, go in a ladder match.
Yeah, listen, they did what they were going to do, and WWE did a great job with their Netflix premiere. We'll see how it plays out on the next episode.
Yes.
You know, it was star-studded. I do have to say one thing that did bother me was with all the celebrities in the crowd. You mentioned Danielle Fishel, but you leave out Will Friedle sitting right next to her. You're going to bring up Boy Meets World, like stars, and yet you have Danielle Fishel and Will Friedle, but you only mentioned...
Pat said it.
No, it was... He only mentioned Danielle Fishel. I can understand getting a little starstruck with Danielle Fishel and forgetting, but Will Friedle being right there...
Jesus.
I'm sorry. That man is comedy gold and is the voice of a new generation of Batman for Batman Beyond fans, as well as a slew of other voice acting cameos and characters that he's done. So I want to give Will Friedle his props on that one because it was a little overlooked and unnecessary. But yeah, no. So anime news, though, we have Sakamoto Days, which is starting this weekend at the premiering as we're recording this. So on Saturday the 11th, Netflix will be premiering Sakamoto Days. And also the English dub just started to drop for Dragon Ball Daima. So that will be a weekly, even though they just dropped episode 13 and episode 1 is finally, yeah. So with that one though, Sakamoto Days has a stacked cast when it comes to the voice actors in there, which includes Matt Mercer, Zolo from Cobra Kai.
And Blue Beetle.
Yep. And also, though, Alexa Bliss will be voicing a character. So we've got WWE's Alexa Bliss. This is a stacked cast, and I'm interested to see if the English dub will be coming out at first or if they're delaying it, because if they're pushing the English cast like that, I think it's a great idea if Netflix doesn't do everything's in jail for a while and they wait forever for the dub. I think that they need to learn how to do a simul dub.
That's it.
You know, Crunchyroll's been doing it for a while. They can hit the simul dubs for certain ones. Sometimes they usually wait about a week, but Netflix kind of waits till the show is almost done and then goes back sometimes. Disney Plus and Hulu are the worst perpetrators, where they pretty much wait until the season is over or practically over, and then they start with the dubs. So I'm a dub watcher, but I will watch subs if they are like something I can't wait for. Bleach 1,000 Year Blood War arc, could not wait for, so I was watching it subbed. But I want to hear Johnny Young Bosch as Ichigo, so I'm going to have to go back and watch it after all the dubbed episodes come out, because I'm going to want to binge. That's just the nature of the beast.
That's how everybody's beast is now. They binge.
Yep.
Everybody asks, what can I binge? What can I binge?
Well, you know, the one drawback for Netflix when doing Monday Night Raw is they said that if you're going to watch it rebroadcast, it's, I think, about a 48-hour wait.
Yeah.
So to be able, you got to wait like 2 days basically.
Wednesday was available.
Yeah. So that's the drawback if you're not able to watch it on the day. So that's going to make things a little difficult, which hopefully, you know, they find a way to fix that. But, you know, waiting the extra time is the only little drawback. That and the commercial breaks, because
Yes, there are commercials.
although I heard the international Netflix ones do not have commercial breaks in between. They have previews for and like hype up videos, but they don't have the commercial breaks. I think I missed like a little thing because I had to go to the bathroom, and it was like Rhea Ripley like showing off with to Damian Priest that she won. At least that's what I heard on some of the recaps.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. But no, so now let's go into our movies that we're going to have coming out this year.
Absolutely.
So now, is this now you saw a preview of the list.
Yes.
Does this seem like a lot of movies that are going to get you to want to go to the theaters? Or is this something where this might be something you're going to want to wait till stuff comes out at home?
A lot of stuff from what I've seen on the list as we'll go through the month breakdowns.
Yeah.
I've been waiting on a few of these movies, excluding Superman.
Yeah. But
I am so looking forward to a lot of these movies and everything. And I'm looking at, and I'm curious because I tapped a few and like, ooh, what's this one? Ooh, what's that one?
yeah.
So
So, we're going to see, because we're going to use the Wikipedia list. So this way, if anybody wants to keep track at home. Now,
January to March is the first.
we're already recording this as of the 10th of January. So Den of Thieves 2, Pantera, and Extremely Unique Dynamics. Those two movies are coming out. I don't know anything about Extremely Unique Dynamics. That one seems like it's probably going to be more of an independent or something, because it doesn't tell us where it's going. Yeah. But because I'm going to think this one, because it seems like more of a film festival one, I'm going to say we'll probably see this one on a streaming platform soon enough.
Yeah, it says Strand releasing.
Yeah. Den of Thieves 2, I don't remember the first Den of Thieves. I don't know if I even saw it.
Gerard Butler was the cop in the first one.
Yeah. Listen, I like Gerard Butler, but I just don't know if this is one I'm itching to see. So then we have a lot of movies, though, that are dropping on the 17th of January. So Wolfman, which it actually has me curious, but it's not one that I think is going to get me to go into the theater.
It intrigues me because how they're booking it is the similar way they booked Invisible Man with Elizabeth Moss.
Yeah.
So it's like it's got your curiosity, and you're like, you need to see more. You need to have a little more to look at the meat in a way.
Yeah, and then we got one of them days. I'm like, what? How did they come up with this title? First off, it doesn't sound easy to pronounce, but
it's a buddy comedy.
So I'm sure this one's gonna play up. I mean, it has a pretty interesting cast. So it's coming out. TriStar's putting it out. I don't really know too many of the people that are in this movie.
I know Keke Palmer. I know
Lil Rel,
SZA.
yeah,
as she's called.
Cat Williams.
Yes.
But so there are people that are in there that it should have a good cast at the very least. So we'll see how that one plays out. But if it's in the theaters, I'm probably not going to see that one.
Alarium. I didn't even know Stallone was doing a movie.
Well, before we get to Alarium, there's Back to Action, which is going to be on Netflix. James Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx. Yeah, I'm getting him confused because I'm looking at the title and it's like you see Jamie and Cameron over each other. That's why I started saying James Cameron.
Yeah, but this was even pushed during the rigged fight.
Yeah. So, but I'm interested in seeing this one, and because it's on Netflix, I'll definitely give this one a shot. Mm-hmm. Alarium, Sylvester Stallone.
Hey, yo, what, Dad? You don't want to watch me or anything?
Probably not. It's not. It has nothing to do with that. I mean, Sylvester Stallone, Scott Eastwood, Willa Fitzgerald, Michael Coulter. Mike Coulter's great, but I just don't know if I want to watch this one. And then there's the Henry Danger movie, which will be airing, I guess, on Paramount Plus. Mm-hmm. I did watch the Henry Danger series on Nickelodeon. it was a cute show. I like the superhero premise to it. So I'm interested to see what they do with this one, especially because they are bringing back the actors from the series and they're doing like an alternate kind of take on things. So this should be interesting to see how that one plays out. But unfortunately, I don't have Paramount Plus, so I'm going to have to wait on this one till it becomes available for me to be able to watch it. Now, Wish You Were Here comes out, and it's Julia Stiles is directing and her screenplay. So I'm interested to see that one,
Kelsey Grammer, Jennifer Grey.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting.
So it looks like it should have an interesting cast. There isn't been hype about this, so because of that, it's not something that's going to get me to like run out to the theater for. Both Eyes Open doesn't really have a lot of information or anything. So, I mean, as far as I know, this one's probably going to fly under the radar.
I mean, with Taye Diggs in it, that's the only thing you got.
Yeah, it's probably going to fly under the radar. On the 23rd, it looks like there's only one movie coming out, Marked Men, Rule Shaw. And it doesn't have anything that interests me. I mean, Nick Cassavetes isn't a bad director, but I don't know anything or enough about this to make a decision right now. Mike and I used to do this all the time where we would go month to month, but this is the beginning of the year, so we're just giving a quick breakdown and stuff. So just in case anyone's just catching in right now. But January 24th, there's a bunch of movies. A Mel Gibson movie, Flight Risk.
I've seen the preview for it, and I'm like...
It's Mark Wahlberg, and Mark Wahlberg's movies are usually hit or miss, and you can say the same thing about Mel Gibson directing. So I'm just not sure about that one.
It just didn't catch my eye half the time when I seen it in the previews.
And I have to kind of agree with you on that one. Presence looks like it might be interesting, though.
It's a Soderbergh.
Yeah.
Soderbergh is good.
Yeah. And I mean, the fact that it's got Lucy Liu, that it's something that has my interest, but I just don't know if it's going to get me to go to the theaters.
You got to check. Basically, it sounds like if it's catching your interest, find it on IMDb, see if it's got a trailer too.
Yeah. Now, Star Trek Section 31.
With Michelle Yeoh.
Now, I love Michelle Yeoh, but I do. But no. I'm not that big of a Star Trek fan.
This will be on Paramount Plus. So.
Yeah, and I don't have Paramount Plus, so that one's that makes it a little more difficult. And then you have Inheritance. There's no major information about this one, so this one's going to be more of an independent.
Fans, I believe.
Yeah.
I apologize for I'm butchering your name, and I enjoy you as an actor, sir.
Yeah, but Brave the Dark could be interesting, but this is definitely one
Jared Harris.
Yeah, but it looks more like this is the independent scene. So if you're more into independent movies, I'm pretty sure more people are going to check that one out. Into the Deep. It's got Richard Dreyfuss, but I know nothing about this, and there really isn't a lot of information. And I mean, it's put out by Saban Capital Group, so I don't even think that's the same as like Saban when they were doing stuff with Lionsgate, so I can't even say anything about that. And then we've got Steamboat.
No, Screamboat.
Screamboat?
I know, that's what I thought it said too.
Well, yeah, but no, I'm interested in seeing. There's something about the Disney characters and the fairy tale characters being made into horror movies.
Yup,
That
you're right.
it piques my interest. Yeah.
It's a Steamboat Willie.
Because Steamboat Willie is now in the public domain.
Yep.
So you figure this I'm interested in, especially because I know like we've got other like horror movies based off of
Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, well, there's Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and then there's a sequel, and I thought the first one was cool. I didn't see the second one.
The Banana Splits have a horror movie.
Yeah, that one I haven't seen, but I know like there's a few of them. But there's going to be a Bambi one. There's a Pinocchio one that it's like that looks like
what do you do? Piss them off and then it.
No. Like this looks like he's taking people's skin to be a real boy and stuff. It looks really sick. Horror movies wise, I'm definitely interested. You're cordially invited. No,
Oh, as soon as I see the first name, guess what I said?
No.
No.
Will Ferrell. Sorry. I
Reese
don't.
Witherspoon, okay, but Will Ferrell again? No.
Now, nothing against Will Ferrell fans.
No.
I am not a Will Ferrell fan. So that one, it just doesn't do it for me. Reese Witherspoon in comedy is good, but it's hit or miss for me. And with Will Ferrell being one of the main stars, I can't sign off on it. Which is funny because that comes out on the 30th, and then the 31st has a bunch of movies coming out.
Dogman.
Dogman seems like this is going to be a fun family
It's a
movie.
fun animated movie, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, it's got a good cast too. I mean, I'm not a Pete Davidson fan, but Lil Rel,
Yep.
Ilsa Fisher, Ricky Gervais.
Stephen Root.
Yeah, you've got a good cast there. So
Yes.
I'm not the target demographic for this, but I'm pretty sure once it becomes on streaming, I will check it out. Companion, I don't know too much about this, but because it's supposed to be like more of a psychological thriller, I'm not really big on psychological thrillers myself, so I don't think it's going to be one that I'm gravitating towards. And then Love Me
This has been getting a little bit of reviews on IMDb on that because of her.
of Kristen Stewart.
Yup.
Well, Kristen Stewart and Steven Yeun, and I like Steven Yeun. I'm not a Kristen Stewart fan. But it's,
Hit or miss, I know.
yeah, it's either going to be really good or it's just going to be middle of the road. Valiant One looks like it could be interesting, but at the same time, since it's an action thriller, I don't know how much faith the studio has in it, having it in at the end of January, at the beginning of the year. So I don't know how action-packed this is going to be. So we're going to have to take this one as it is. So like Father, Like Son, there's no poster for it really. But I mean, the fact that it's got Vivica Fox, Mayim Bialik.
Dermot Mulroney.
Yeah.
Not Dylan McDermott.
Yeah. And
Dermot Mulroney.
and Ariel Winter.
Yeah.
I don't know. It has me with a little bit of curiosity to find out more about it. And then Green and Gold, which I'm going to assume because Craig T. Nelson is in this,
And
it's a
Emmett
sports
Walsh.
movie.
Yeah, I know. They don't have anything.
There's- yeah.
It's a Fathom Events.
Yeah, so because it's a Fathom event, I can't really say too much about it. But then we get into February.
Short
Good.
month as it
I'm
is.
sorry, but Good Bad Things. Like, really, this just is a little weird. There's no information on it, so I can't really say too much. So right now, this one's going to be up in the air. Kinda Pregnant with Amy Schumer.
Yes.
It's Netflix, and it's in part with Happy Madison.
Which is Adam Sandler, baby.
Yeah. So, and the fact that it does have Damon Wayans Jr. in it,
Yep.
and Will Forte, I'm kind of curious about
Yes.
that one.
Yes.
So,
Will Forte is funny. Damon Wayans Jr.
Damon Wayans
is
Jr.
hysterical.
Oh.
Him and his father.
oh yeah, Papa's House was one of the great surprises
Yes.
at the end of 2024.
I agree.
Yeah. So then there's Love Hurts on the 7th.
Ke-Huy Quan.
Yeah, Ke-Huy Quan. I'm interested in seeing this one.
Marshawn Lynch is in this.
Yeah, but Ke-Huy Quan, I'm interested in because of him. Primarily because he had, growing up watching him as a kid and then
Oh, yeah, that's
seeing
right.
him
He's
come
the
back.
hitman.
Yeah. So this is kind of like another Nobody, where it's not John Wick, but Nobody was a sleeper hit as far as I'm concerned. So Love Hurts. I have a feeling that this one is going to be on that level of Nobody, where it's in the same kind of genre as John Wick and stuff. So this one definitely has my interest. It might get me to the theaters. It might. Heart Eyes. Oof.
It's the Screen Gems too. So
Yeah.
It's got to be a thriller.
But it's a rom-com slasher. I don't know how I feel about the combination of a romantic comedy and a slasher. put together. I like Olivia Holt. The rest of the cast, I don't really know, but it does have Devon Sawa.
And Jordana Brewster.
Yeah, and Jordana Brewster. I love those two. So I'm kind of like on the fence about it. Mostly because it's trying to figure out the combination of romance and a horror. I don't know. But then we have on the 11th, because it'll be Netflix, Witcher Sirens of the Deep, which it's animated. So because it's animated, I'm hopeful for. And I will be checking that out.
Doug Cockle, that doesn't...
No, I don't...
You should change your name, man. Something else.
No.
Doug Smith or something like that.
No, but it's... You know what? It's The Witcher, and it's not... because it's animated, it's got a better shot than the next Witcher season, which will not have Henry Cavill. So... Then we got Bridget Jones mad about The Boy. I'm sorry, I love Renee Zellweger. Why are we going back to the well on this one?
Thank you.
The nostalgia. I know people are kind of like, I guess, hitting the nostalgia button on this one.
Does she need money? Call Sally Struthers.
Yeah.
She helps kids.
Could we do like a new Empire Records about the record store closing again?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
the last record store on the planet is Empire Records?
Yes.
Yeah, but no.
Not that, no.
I don't know. This is definitely not a movie for me. But what is for me, and will more than likely get me to the theaters...
Even on Valentine's Day.
Oh, especially on Valentine's Day. Captain America Brave New World. Anthony Mackie did a great job on like Falcon and the Winter Soldier and throughout the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Mm-hmm. He's getting his own movie, and the fact that we're going to see Red Hulk, Harrison Ford, I'm sold. I'm not putting like high expectations into it, but I'm sold just on This is a new Captain America. I want to see this. Then you got The George.
Not George, but...
The Gorge.
Oh, The Gorge.
The Gorge.
The Gorge.
Yeah. I probably said George, but
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Anya Taylor-Joy and Miles Teller.
Nice cast.
And Sigourney Weaver.
But it's on Apple TV.
Which I don't have. So, The Dead Things, which is on Shudder. I don't have Shudder. So, can't say anything about something, especially when I don't have the streaming platform. Although if Shudder would like to sponsor us and give us a subscription so we could check out some of these movies and talk about them.
You can email Dan at...
DragoonsLairPodcast@gmail.com. That's all one word. Dragoon is spelled with 2 O's. That's DragoonsLairPodcast@gmail.com. We do take submissions if you guys would like to make suggestions, but we also would love to go and find out more about Shudder. So if you're willing to give us a sponsorship maybe, and let us test out your product and see the horror movies that are on there, which I've heard good things, but I need to see more because I don't have it right now. And if I'm going to spend the money on it, I kind of need more of like a trial or something. Like even if they just give us like a month free trial.
No t-shirts, trial.
Yeah. Now, on the 21st of February, though, The Unbreakable Boy with Zachary Levi. And, Zachary Levi has become a little controversial in certain circles, and we try not to get political on here. So I don't know how I feel about this one, because I did watch, what was it, Harold and the Purple Crayon?
Yes.
And I kind of, with him, it was like, I didn't have the same feelings that I did for like some of the other movies that he's done, and like shows like Chuck. But the fact that Patricia Heaton is even in this one, I don't know how I feel about it. But one that I do have some interested in is The Monkey.
The Monkey.
American horror comedy film, The Monkey, based off of Stephen King.
Yes.
So, and the fact when you look at the cast, it does have Elijah Wood.
Theo James.
Yeah. Tatiana Maslany, like... right there, like Tatiana Maslany right there and like Elijah Wood for me are really two like major selling points. So I'm interested to see what they do. And usually it's an interesting thing because Stephen King, when it comes to his stories, he's very protective of them. So it's either going to be really good or it's really going to be Maximum Overdrive.
Hey, I still like Maximum Overdrive.
But it's not a good movie.
Listen, the best thing about that movie is the Green Goblin truck.
Yes, which I will say I do love that.
And then they blow it up with the rocket launcher.
Yeah. Then you got The Cleaner coming out on the 21st.
Not Kenny Omega, but
No, The Cleaner.
Cleaner.
So I don't know much about this, and the fact that it's Quiver Distributions, this seems like this one's going to be like...
It's got Daisy Ridley in it and Clive Owen, so it's got some potential.
There's some star power in there, but, there's not too much information, and the fact that it is coming out in February makes it a little one of those, like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. And then we have Old Guy.
Christoph Waltz, it's got to be good.
Yeah, so,
he's got some...
And Lucy Liu, so,
And another Eastwood.
Yeah, so it should be interesting to see, but... I don't know anything about it, so I can't make too many comments on like where we're going with this one. And then ending February, because it's not a leap year this year, there's a bunch of movies. So we got Last Breath, which, let's see, that's a survival thriller. And, Simu Liu, which... I'm interested. Like, I like him.
Woody Harrelson.
So,
Desmond Hunsu.
But it also looks like it's part of like almost a documentary. So, I mean, it could be interesting. We'll see how that one plays out. The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie.
Is that the movie I'm thinking it is?
Probably not. Because I would have liked to have seen the Wile E. Coyote movie. But yet we're getting The Day the Earth Blew Up. So,
Daffy Duck, Porky Pig.
Yeah. So, it'll be interesting to see what they do with that one.
Due to a series of antics at the bubblegum factory, Daffy Duck and Porky Pig discover a secret alien plot to take over the Earth. Oh, boy, I got to see that.
Yeah.
The two of them.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting because it's a Looney Tunes project.
And Lorraine Newman is doing a voice. Very nice.
But now we also have The Legend of Ochi. American fantasy film adventure.
A24.
Yeah. A24 usually puts out some interesting stuff.
Yes.
So, and it's Finn Wolfhard, Emily Watson, so Willem Dafoe. And I mean, the character looks cute. So I don't know if this is going to try to be like a modern day Gremlins.
I've heard about this movie. I think I've seen the trailer for this.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Okay. In the Lost Lands.
I know. I had to read that over a couple of times. I thought I blinked and said In the Land of the Lost.
But the funny thing is, I'm not surprised when I see the director that it's Paul W.S. Anderson. So why would he not put his wife Mila Jovovich in it?
And he puts Batista.
And then you got Dave Bautista, and it's based off a short story by George R.R. Martin. So this could be interesting. And in all honesty, a lot of people have some controversy over Paul W.S. Anderson movies, but I liked his Resident Evil movies, even though they didn't follow the games.
No.
And I did love the take that wasn't with him and Mila Jovovich for Welcome to Raccoon City. But I think he's done like some really interesting work. So, and Mila Jovovich is actually a highly underrated actress. Mm-hmm. So I'm interested to seeing that one. And then we've got My Dead Friend Zoe. I'm sorry. Sometimes the titles alone, they just make me laugh. I don't know anything about this.
All it has is Ed Harris, Gloria Rubin, Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Well, it's not being narrated by him. That's a good thing.
And I can't pronounce...
Soniqua Martin Green.
Thank you, because I didn't want to butcher the name. So, it's a comedy drama in an American war. So, could be kind of funny, could be good. I don't know. That I'm going to wait and see if we get some kind of trailers and stuff for. No Address. I'm like, I don't know much about this one. It's a drama. And when you're looking at the list of who's in it, it's not a who's who, but it does have Kristanna Loken and Beverly D'Angelo. So there is a few names that I do know.
Billy Baldwin.
Yeah.
William Baldwin.
But I have a funny feeling this one's going to fly under the radar for a lot of people. This one's probably going to be something I'm going to end up checking out once it's on streaming. And then something that has no poster or anything, Uppercut.
Ving Rhames.
You know what? It's got Ving Rhames. It might be worth
And
it.
Joanna Cassidy.
Yeah. But just Ving Rhames alone really sometimes gets me just to want to watch a movie. So now we're going to move into March, and March is Mickey 17 is the first movie on the list for the 7th. And it's a science fiction black comedy. Okay. It has Mark Ruffalo in it, but it also has Robert Pattinson.
And Toni Collette.
Yep, and Stephen Yeun. So, Stephen Yeun and Mark Ruffalo, yes. It's Robert Pattinson. I don't know if I can do it. He's not a terrible actor.
He's dry.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, it's all going to depend on what kind of character he's portraying. And then now, on becoming a
Guinea fowl.
Yeah. I felt bad. I felt weird just trying to even say that, but it's supposed to be a dark comedy.
About what? Cooking?
I have no clue, but it's A24 with there's a combination of studios behind this. So I don't really know. And I mean, it's March. We don't really know too much about what's going to be there. So
It competed in Cannes last year. It was released in the UK last year. It's coming here. On an empty road in the middle of the night, Shula stumbles across the body of her uncle. As funeral proceedings begin around them, she and her cousins bring to light the buried secrets of their middle-class Zambian family.
well,
Okay.
yeah, I don't know how I feel about that one. I don't think I'm the target demographic for that one.
No, I think the target demographic was Europe.
Yeah, that seems like it's going to be more of like a European, like international, like movie where our old film classes would be kind of studying them,
Yes.
even though not understanding them.
Oh, you mean like How Tasty Was My Little Frenchman?
Oh, yeah, don't get me started on that one. Then there's The Senior. It's a 2023 American sports drama. I'm like, the fact that it's coming out in 2025 though, and but it says 2023 sports drama, but it has Michael Chiklis, Mary Stuart Masterson,
Rob Corddry.
yeah. And so I don't know anything really about it, but if it is a sports movie,
Potential.
there's potential there. But sports movies also have the potential of being really good or being really bad.
Yeah.
And then what is this one? I can't even pronounce this one.
EFUS.
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 Yeah, this one's going to be definitely a European independent movie.
New England Baseball League before the stadium is demolished. The final game of an amateur New England Baseball League before the stadium is demolished. Another Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah, it's an independent. I highly doubt I'm going to even be looking this one up.
Nothing yet.
And then there's Rule Breakers from Angel Studios, which I'm going to assume that this is a foreign film because there is no poster or anything.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Yeah, I don't know any of the names in this one.
She's the flea.
Okay.
She was also Indiana Jones's niece in the last
Okay.
Raiders movie.
All right. Yeah, I can tell how well that one went over with me. Then, but we got March 14th. So,
Black Bag.
Another
Soderbergh movie.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a spy thriller.
Nice cast.
So it has a decent cast. Pierce Brosnan's in it. We haven't seen him in a lot of stuff lately, but it does have Michael Fassbender and Kate Blanchett.
Naomi Harris.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, it could be very interesting. We'll see how that one. I think once we start getting into February, we'll start seeing the movies being promoted for March.
Yeah.
Because this is where, by around March, you can tell this is where the studios start feeling they have a little more faith in what's coming out.
Basically, you'll see a lot of this stuff being promoted during the next couple of weekends with football, Super Bowl, etc.
Yeah. And then, well, let's look. And then we got Novocaine with Jack Quaid. And I like Jack Quaid. So, I mean, I didn't think he did a terrible job as voicing Superman for My Adventures with Superman.
And not only that, you also have Ray Nicholson.
Yep. And
Jack's son.
Yeah, this is an American action thriller film. So, I mean, this could be interesting. I don't know too much about it, but Jack Quaid's a pretty good actor. So, I think I can kind of say, like, I'm curious, but not like this is going to get me to the theaters the same way like Captain America Brave New World will.
This will get people if they followed Smile.
Yeah.
And all the other stuff.
Yeah. And now we got a Netflix movie that's coming out.
From the Russo brothers.
Yeah, The Electric State.
Have you seen the trailer for this?
No, I haven't.
And I think it was on during Raw. This is the Chris Pratt one.
Yeah. Well, it's got Chris Pratt, Millie Bobby Brown, Ki-Hu Kwan, Jason Alexander, Woody Harrelson, Anthony Mackie. Like this, Giancarlo Esposito. This is definitely one that is packed, and it's going to be on Netflix, so it's going to be easy to watch because you'll be able to watch it at home. Then there's A24's Opus, which it's another horror film, but don't really know too much about it. I mean,
Juliette Lewis and John Malkovich. Yeah, I need to know a little more.
Yeah, it's need to see a little more for that. And now this is where we're going to get a little interesting on the 21st of March.
Yep.
Snow White. Rachel Ziegler did not endear herself to the public, and the dwarves look a little weird in the trailers. I was kind of hoping they'd go back and fix it, because if there was enough fan reaction the way they did for Sonic when that first teaser came out and they looked terrible, and then the fans forced the studio to fix that. But I don't know how I feel about this one.
Greta Gerwig better do this some freaking justice.
Yeah, I mean, well, it was her screenplay.
Yeah.
So, Mark Webb directed it, but this is going to be one where we're kind of sitting there like, I don't know.
Gal Gadot was the Wicked Queen.
Yeah. Should be interesting. Mm-hmm. I mean, interesting casting, but like I said, the dwarves might pass that uncanny valley test and like really freak people out.
I don't even know who these dwarves are.
No.
It's not like, what was it, Snow White and the Huntsman. You seen it like, wait a minute.
No, because they didn't use actual little people.
Yeah.
They went and they did like CGI ones. It's weird.
That was amazing for them, though, with Ian McShane.
No, but I'm talking about like Snow White. Like when you see these, they look too weird. Then there's Alto Nights, which is a biographical crime drama.
Barry Levinson. And
Robert De Niro, Deborah Messing. It has potential.
Yeah.
The Friend, which an American drama. Naomi Watts, Bill Murray.
Oh no! Wait a minute. I think I know what this is.
Constant Wu.
It's the dramatic version sequel of What About Bob?
I don't know, but I mean, there's a good cast in this.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Then there's Ash, which looks like it'll also be on Shudder. So, sci-fi fiction thriller. I don't really know the cast. So this looks like this one's going to be like under the radar.
And the next one looks very interesting.
Magazine Dreams, which is funny because it's a 2023 American drama. So, I mean, when you look at this, it's like, look at Jonathan Majors.
Bingo.
That's going to be the thing that's going to make or break.
He's a bodybuilder.
Yeah, but it's going to make or break by if people have kind of forgiven and moved on, because, we know there was a lot of issues. Mm-hmm. So this will see like if his career can make kind of that little bit of a resurgence, and if people are willing to forgive and forget. Mm-hmm. Separating the art from the artist, so to speak. And then we got the 28th of March, where the Woman in the Yard. I don't know anything about this other than it's a
house production.
Yeah, so but it's a psychological horror.
Yeah.
But with the cast, the only person I know is Russell Hornsby. That's it. That's the only name that I recognize that's on the small list. Then we have A Working Man.
Very interesting movie.
Yeah. Well,
I was watching the trailer today.
it's a screenplay by Stallone, and the thing is, it's Jason Statham, David Arbor, Michael Pena. It's like just that alone makes me a little curious about it. And I saw a few trailers for this one, and I'm gonna say it. I'm a Jason Statham fan, so I will see this. And
it's
then
even from the same people that did The Beekeeper.
yeah. So, and I like The Beekeeper, so
Yeah.
let's see how this one is. And then the last one, Alexander
Disney
and the
Plus.
Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Road Trip. Now, like I said,
This is a sequel.
it's a sequel, but at the same time, I have to say something. The title alone sounds like something that just came out of a Trump speech, because this is confusing as fuck to say. And now, I'm not trying to be political here, but it's very bad, terrible, horrible. I'm sorry. What the fuck? Where do you come up with the names for some of this stuff? Like, and I'm looking at like the actors. It's got Cheech Marin.
Yeah.
Cheech Marin's probably the one thing, and Eva Longoria. So Cheech Marin, Eva Longoria, that I think is the selling points for me, especially. But it also says this would be on Disney Plus.
Alexander is a cursed member of the family. Yes, he is a cursed member.
Yeah.
This is the kid that had the polar bear
Oh God,
in the last movie.
I didn't even see that one.
Oh, that was funny.
Yeah. So now we're
No good, very bad day.
Nah.
Okay. Now we're going to
Yeah.
Hang on
April
a
to
s-
June.
Hang on a second.
Yeah.
I want to do one thing.
Okay. So
Where would we take a break, Dan? Could you tell everybody how they can get in touch with us for their opinions for January to March?
yeah. So if you'd like to tell us what you think or what you're expecting from January to March, you can let us know at the Dragoons Lair Podcast email, which is dragoonslairpodcast@gmail.com, all one word. Dragoon is spelled with 2 O's. That's dragoonslairpodcast@gmail.com. Now, when you let us know, you can tell us what movies you're excited about. Let us know if you have Shudder and if it's worth us getting, because there's a lot of streaming platforms out there, and sometimes we have to pick and choose because budget, the same way everyone else does. It's not like we're sponsored by anybody, so if they would like to let us know if it's worth us checking out, please send us emails at dragoonslairpodcast@gmail.com. All one word, Dragoon is spelled with 2 O's. That's dragoonslairpodcast@gmail.com.
I think also this might be included with AMC Plus, so if anybody that has AMC Plus, also contact us, please.
Yeah, and you can also let us know if you message the Facebook page or the Instagram group, which is Dragoons Lair Podcast. So let us know there, and you can take part in the conversations, and you can also find out, and you can also send Mike your well wishes and hope that he gets better soon and
Yes.
he's able to rejoin us. So now let's go into April. April's going to start off with a shitstorm, and I'm going to say that because the first movie on the list is a Minecraft movie. Now,
What do you say?
Now listen, when you look at the cast, you've got Jason Momoa, Jack Black, Jennifer Coolidge. There is star power behind this. Do I see this as being a good movie? No. Do I see this as being a fun movie for kids and like preteens? Probably. Is this going to be something for people who play the game? Yes. But I think you're going to see more merchandising for this than anything else. Now, then we got Freaky Tales, which Freaky Tales is an action comedy. So once I see action comedy, then I got to look at who's in the movie. And the first name I see is Pedro Pascal.
Yes.
So I'm sold. I'm sorry. I see Pedro Pascal, I'm sold. You got me.
Him and Ben Mendelsohn, I'm sold.
Yep. So right there, you've got some good stars in there. So it should be interesting. And then there's a nice Indian boy. Sorry, don't know any of the names on this one. There is no like poster that pops up over it. So I'm going to assume that this is a foreign release. This is probably going to be straight to streaming. And I have no clue. So I don't think I'll be watching that one. And then there's G20.
Going to Amazon, which means It'll be on Prime.
And it's an action thriller. So, and then when you take a look at the actors that are in it, though, Viola Davis, Anthony Anderson, Anthony Starr, Elizabeth Marvel. I just had to say the name because I'm like, that's actually someone's name?
Wait. No, the best one is even afterwards. Sabrina Impactatori.
Yeah.
Not Cacciatore, but Impactatori.
Yeah.
Right before Clark Gregg.
Yeah. And Clark Gregg, so there is some good names in here.
Yeah.
And because of the fact that it is an action thriller, there's probably a good chance that this is going to be interesting. But I need to see some trailers. So if they could drop those on Amazon Prime, put a trailer up for it, I would greatly appreciate that. So I could check that one out. The Amateur. I'm like, it's a thriller. It seems like we're going back to the days of thrillers. But it has Rami Malek. And Rami Malek has been proven to do some good work. And it has Lawrence Fishburne.
And Rachel Brosnahan, Miss Maisel herself.
Yeah.
The new Lois Lane.
So this could be very interesting. It's just a matter of seeing some more trailers and knowing anything. Got another Blumhouse with Universal drop. This one's an American thriller. And I'm not sure. I know Violet Bean. I can't put my finger on. Hang on a second. Megan Faye. Okay, I feel like I've seen her and stuff, but I don't really. Yeah. And Brandon Taylor Skin. Please try and help me out with this.
The best thing I like on this, Megan Fahey, born 1989 or 90. Make up your mind. She was on One Life to Live.
Yeah. Okay, and then The King of Kings.
It's animated.
Okay. Could be interesting. However, because it's a Christian film, I will not be watching it. Mostly because I want to stay away from some of the propaganda. Could be interesting, though, only because when you look at the voice actors, this might be the only thing that could get me to even check it out later on. Because look at the list. Kenneth Branagh, Uma Thurman, Mark Hamill, Pierce Brosnan,
Forrest
Whitaker, Ben Kingsley, Oscar Isaacs. Those names alone are a powerhouse to put in something like this. And I get it. King of Kings is probably coming out because let's do another religious movie because it'll be around Easter time.
Yeah. But it's animated.
It's animated, so I don't know. But because it has Mark Hamill in it, yeah, that's the thing that catches it. Then we got on the 18th of April, Sinners.
From Ryan Coogler.
And Coogler puts out some interesting movies.
Yes.
And it has Michael B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld.
Jack O'Connell and Delroy Lindo.
Yeah, so this one might really be good as an American horror movie. Yeah.
I've seen a little bit of teaser. Very interesting.
Yeah. So, I don't accidentally went back, hit that page, but all right. But yeah, no, the fact that it has Haley Steinfeld and Michael B. Jordan, I love both of those actors. So, and Ryan Coogler is a great director. So I'm definitely interested to see. And he did work on the screenplay. So then you got Sneaks, which it's an animated adventure comedy with Anthony Mackie, Martin Lawrence, Lawrence Fishburne. I'm sorry, just the fact that it has Anthony Mackie, Martin Lawrence, and Lawrence Fishburne.
Wait,
and Keith David.
And DJ Mustard. Dijon Isaiah McFarlane, known professionally as Mustard, formerly DJ Mustard.
Yeah, the fact I don't know anything about this one, I'm going to assume that this has to do with like spies or something. But I'm sorry, I'm curious. Like this one,
it's another animated movie,
but it has me curious.
Yes.
Then there's The Wedding Banquet, a romantic comedy.
Lily Gladstone.
Yeah, and Bowen
Yang.
But I don't know if I want to watch this one. All right. I got to see more trailers to know.
Yeah.
Summer of
Hell of a summer.
Hell of a Summer. Yeah. I'm not dyslexic, but I feel like I am sometimes when trying to read this.
Wolfhound as a director and screenplay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean.
And he's in it.
Yeah. So this could be interesting. We'll have to wait and see a little bit more on that one. The Ritual.
Al Pacino.
Pacino's making a comeback this year, and this one's a horror movie.
Hoo-ah, poison.
It has Ashley Greene, and Patricia Heaton again. Seems like she's making a little bit of a comeback.
She needs some money.
Yeah. No, listen, 2 movies in 1 year. That sounds like sometimes it looks like they're making a comeback.
Yeah.
You know, we got The Accountant 2 on the 25th
Because somebody
of April.
needs money.
Well, that's Ben Affleck, J.K. Simmons.
Good.
You know, listen.
John Barenthal.
Yeah. So you got some good names in here. I didn't watch The Accountant though, so I'll have to see how I feel about this one. Until Dawn. Now, if this is, it says it's based on the video game,
Peter Stormare.
and I played the Until Dawn for the PlayStation.
And the PlayStation part of this.
I loved Until Dawn because Until Dawn felt like a movie, like you were playing. It was really good. So you know they don't have the same actors, but then again, you would think that they're a lot older since a 2015 game. But you know what? I'm interested in seeing how that one looks. So I mean, it doesn't say that it's animated. It's just an American horror film. So I'm curious to see that one. Usually I find like video games that are made from horror movies are a little bit better than standard video games made into movies because there's a little more elements that you can do with it. Now in May, we got the Thunderbolts.
Yep.
Definitely going to get me into the theater. You know, you look at that cast and I don't need to even pull up the poster. You just look at the cast. Florence Pugh, Sebastian Stan, David Arbor, Russell Wyatt. Just those names alone are like, yes. You got Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Lewis Pullman. Like, this is a stacked cast. So I'm interested to see what they do with this. Because this is almost Marvel Suicide Squad.
Yep.
Then on the 9th of May, you got A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. What the fuck? But of course, it's a romantic fantasy. So Margot Robbie, Colin Farrell. I'm like, okay, you know, it's a romantic movie in May.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge and Henry Schlinkletter.
Yeah. So
Batman, another Batman himself.
Yep. So we'll see. You figure you've got a Batman villain. Well, 2 Batman villains in this. Yep. So we'll see how that one plays out. Golden, which coming of age musical comedy drama. So I'm not really into too many musicals. But
with the cast in it, I'll see it.
Oh yeah, the fact Haley Bailey, Missy Elliott,
Divine Joy,
Tim Meadows, like
Brian Tyree Henry.
Yeah, so you've got a decent cast there. So I mean, this one I think I'll be waiting. I might check it out once it's on streaming.
It'll probably go right to Peacock.
Yeah. Well, Clown in a Cornfield. There is no poster.
Shudder.
Yep. But there's no poster. But it does have Will Sasso. So I'm like, now we're going to get into some nostalgia here because Final Destination Bloodlines.
I thought they got rid of that franchise.
You thought so, but it's not done. This has to be the last movie that they did because Tony Todd is listed in this. And since his passing, I'm going to assume that this was either they're promoting it because he was in this before he passed and it's taken this long to put it out, or they're going to see clips from the past ones. But it has Brett Basinger, and she was really good in a lot of the stuff that I've seen her in. So it'll be interesting to see what they do for another Final Destination film. And let's see, there's no poster yet for it. But
she looks like her mother.
oh, Brett Basinger, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
She looks like her mother.
And then you got Hurry Up Tomorrow, psychological thriller.
What about today?
But it has Jenna Ortega.
Barry Kogan.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Yeah.
this could be interesting.
Live Nation.
Yeah,
Are you serious?
I'm a little worried about that.
Lionsgate, get away from
Yeah.
them.
Now we've got the 23rd of May.
The first of two ending franchises, as we
Supposedly.
I mean, look at Final Destination already.
Yeah, but you know, it's this. What is it? Another part of Mission Impossible:
This
The
is
Final Reckoning.
Yeah, part two.
Part 2, which is funny because it doesn't say part 2.
No.
It just says The Final Reckoning. But I mean, it has a good cast, but I haven't kept up with the Mission Impossible franchise
Same.
since the first one. So I don't know how I feel about that one.
But it's got, like you said, a good cast.
Yeah. And then you got Lilo and Stitch, the live action Lilo and Stitch.
Tia Carrera coming out of...
The fact that they got Tia Carrera back in this one.
Galifianakis.
Oh, yeah. Zach Galifianakis, Tia Carrera. Like, I'm interested.
My name is Stitch.
Yeah, this is one of those things where it's got me interested because Ohana means family. Family means never forgotten. Blah. It's one of those things where, you know, it's going to pull on the heartstrings, but I don't know if Disney needs to keep doing live action versions of their animated stuff. But if they can get away with it and they do it right, I think Lilo and Stitch is one of them that will be done correctly. And then we got The Last Rodeo. It's a drama, and it has Neil McDonough.
McDonough? Yeah.
So
It has to do with something with
rodeo.
Cowboys. Yeah, because...
Yeah.
And everything. And if it's something true, because lately McDonough's been putting himself based on true stories on it. I'll tell you that.
So it might be interesting, but I don't know if that one's for me. We do have the Karate Kid Legends.
On the 30th.
On the 30th.
Memorial Day weekend.
Yes. So May 30th, Karate Kid Legends, which means I have a funny feeling Cobra Kai won't come out for their final part. Until March. Either March or May.
And rumor has it,
go ahead.
Miss Swank might be coming in.
Oh, God. No.
And she's going to answer the question.
Well,
that Daniel wants to know.
Probably, but Karate Kid Legends, you figure, you take a look at the cast right now. It's got Jackie Chan, it's got Ralph Macchio, Joshua Jackson is in it, Sadie Stanley, and Ming-Na Wen. Ming-Na Wen alone makes me want to see this one a little more, but Jackie Chan, Ming-Na Wen, Ralph Macchio, we'll see if this is after the Cobra Kai universe ends. So I'm thinking somewhere between March to May, we're going to get the ending. And I would say probably in May, close to the release of Karate Kid Legends. And then we'll see it there.
Yep.
Then there's The Life of Chuck.
With Tom Hiddleston.
It's a sci-fi science fiction drama.
Jacob Tremblay, Nick Offerman, looks good.
Mark Hamill, Karen Gillan. So, you know, don't know anything about it. There is no poster. So for there, we're gonna go and say it. I'm a little curious.
Potential.
But there's potential there. Now June's going to be an interesting one for us.
Look what opens up.
It opens up with From the World of John Wick, Ballerina. Now, you're expanding the John Wick universe, and I like what I'm seeing so far, so this one might get me in the theater.
I've been waiting for this to go to the theater.
Yeah. Now, then on the 13th, we've got Elo.
I don't know.
I don't know how you pronounce the Pixar movie, but so far, I mean, it looks like Pixar does a usually pretty good job with stuff, and it has Zoe Saldana. So
Brad Garrett.
Yeah, Jamila Jamil. So you've got some good people in there. So I don't know if it'll get me to the theaters, but I'll definitely check it out when it's on Disney Plus. Then we've got How to Train Your Dragon, the live action one. Now, I'm going to admit, I didn't watch the animated ones.
Me neither.
So I might have to check those out before. I know there's been some controversy over the race of characters being changed or whatever. It's a movie with dragons. But stop whining. You know, because it has dragons in it, it's got a chance to get me to watch it, but I just don't know. But I mean, it's got Gerard Butler, Nick Frost.
Yep.
You know, you've got some good names in here. So we'll see how that one is. Now we come back to the nostalgia train again. 20 on the 20th of June, 28 years later.
With Danny Boyle as the director.
Danny Boyle directing. It's got Anya Taylor-Joy, you know, Alfie Williams, Ralph Fiennes.
Johnson.
Yep. So you've got a good cast. I heard, I'm not a fan of Apple products, but I heard this is being shot on like an iPhone 15 to give it that rougher feeling, considering the original wasn't shot on like your standard film cameras and stuff. So this will be interesting. And I'm definitely interested because I love 28 Days Later. I love 28 Weeks Later. So 28 years later, I've had to wait 28 years to see this. So let's hope this one's good. We've got F1 on the 27th of June.
It's a sports action drama.
Yeah.
So
It's
a race car drama.
Yeah. So this is
good. Brad Pitt.
Yeah. So, I mean, I heard about this one already, but it's also in connection with Apple Studios, Bruckheimer. There's multiple studios attached to this
Means
one.
there's going to be a lot of cars broken and a lot of damage to sets.
Probably. Then we got Megan 2.0.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to actually, like, I have to admit, I started watching Megan. I stopped watching it because I couldn't pay attention. It just wasn't the right day for me to watch it.
Dude, the bitch is back.
Yeah, so I need to check this out.
She is one.
Yeah.
You don't mess with Megan.
Yeah.
Or her fa-
So, yeah, so I definitely I'm going to need to check this out. I don't know if we're going to make it through the whole list for the year in this one episode.
I'd stop right here if we can.
Yeah, so we're going to cut off here. And when we return on our next episode, we will come back and we will talk about from July till the December. So we should be able to get a good list. But to start your year off, your first 6 months. Now, out of all of these, Jimmy, how many of these do you think roundabout are going to get you to go to the movie theater?
At least half a dozen, maybe.
I got about 5.
At least.
I think I've got about 5 that'll get me to the theater. If there's any more than that, it's going to be a miracle. But, I mean, I already know right off the bat. Thunderbolts and going to go see Captain America, those two, I have to see them in the theater because the internet's going to spoil them.
Plus John Wick.
Yeah. John Wick, but you know what? Because this is from the world of John Wick.
Yep.
The Ballerina.
And you get to see. Now, if everybody remembers, he goes to visit Angelica Houston, who's in the theater.
Which Angelica. Now look at this though, because I still have it pulled up. So June 6th, we have from the world of John Wick, Ballerina. It has Ana de Armas, Angelica Houston, Gabriel Burns, Lance Reddick, Norman Reedus, and Keanu Reeves, and Ian McShane. So you've got a stacked cast.
Winston.
Yeah. So
I need guns.
Yeah.
Lots.
This is one that if you're a John Wick fan, the theater is going to be packed with John Wick fans.
Oh yeah. Well, the funny thing when I went to see John Wick 4, everybody, we went on a Saturday afternoon.
Yep.
Sat next to a nice gentleman. He's having his wings. I'm sitting there with the popcorn, and the wife's over there. We're just sitting, we're relaxing and laughing our ass off at all the violence.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing,
Baba Yaga.
Listen, the Baba Yaga. But that's the thing. We're starting this year off pretty strong. There's a lot of movies that are coming out, and as long as nothing gets delayed or changed, there's going to be plenty of options on streaming platforms, some that we don't have, some that we do have. There's going to be others that it's going to you might have to wait till they hit the streaming platforms. We know, and a lot of our listeners may not realize this, but typically you see the movie studios at the beginning from January, February, and March usually are the movies that they don't feel the most confident in. But every now and then they put in a movie that is going to be kind of that sleeper hit. And we can basically say, like, you already know, putting Captain America Brave New World in February, one, it's a 2-part cash grab. Because one, it's a Marvel movie, and it's Captain America, so they're trying to hype it up. And the second one, it's not Chris Evans' Captain America.
No.
This is Sam Wilson, Captain America. So because we're not getting Steve Rogers, it's Sam Wilson. You're putting it in Black History Month. So it's expected. What was it? Black Panther movies typically come out in like February and stuff.
Well, that one came out in February because Veterans Day.
Yeah.
Black Panther 2.
Yeah. So that's the thing, there are reasons why they put in to probably capitalize on some of the reasons, but at the same time, there's a lot of horror movies that are coming out. And I'm starting to love the fact that this is almost a horror renaissance coming back. Now, it's not what I'm used to where like I love the 80s, 90s slashers. But this is starting to get really good.
Bring back the Scream Awards.
Yeah, but I will say, well, we don't cover it, but there are the Chainsaw Awards because Fangoria still does their stuff. There's a lot of these horror movies that are coming out that they're getting me excited. The only problem is I don't have Shudder.
Shudder.
So, and that's the thing. When they're exclusive to like Shudder, it makes it a little more difficult to watch. But there's a lot of these movies that are coming out that I am looking forward to, even if it causes a little bit of a delay. And one thing that everybody can expect from the Dragoon's Lair podcast is that what we do here is we try not to make you, if you want to see these movies, we're giving you some suggestions for the theater right now. But when we watch a movie and we talk about it, we try to make sure you guys don't have to pay to watch it by renting it or going somewhere. That may change depending on a few titles that I want us to really go in depth on. But in the meantime, we're trying to give you guys the most affordable options of things you can watch, whether if it's on because you just have a Roku TV, so it's on Roku for free. You're already paying for Netflix, so here are some recommendations there. We are not sponsored by any of these places, so these are our opinions. They're as unbiased as we can get because we're all going to have our own personal biases. And frankly, I love movies. They've been a part of my life since I was a child.
Same here.
Some of my most all-time favorite memories are of going to the movies with my dad for like years and years, spending the weekend going to the movies. Like, they are wonderful memories, and I hope that us talking about the movies and like can get you, even if it's you go with your kids or kids take their parents to go, or even, you go with your siblings or you go with your friends to make those memories and keep the theater going experience alive, because you can watch a lot of stuff at home. And nowadays, getting a projector is pretty affordable. Having like a surround sound system is pretty affordable. Even if you don't want
TVs now are going to be pretty affordable.
Even if you don't want to have a TV and you're just paying for the apps, you can still get a projector, project it up on the wall, or you can just get a screen. Getting the screen is probably just as cheap as
even the inflatable screens.
Yeah. So there are so many options out there for being able to watch, and we don't want to see anything limited. So because of that, I want people to have great memories of movies, and we want to be part of those memories where you feel like you can come to us and you can talk about it and give us your opinions on stuff. And doing that, you can do that by sending us a message on our Facebook page, Dragoon's Lair Podcast, same thing on Instagram, but you can also email us individually on the Dragoon's Lair podcast at gmail.com. All one word, Dragoon's Lair podcast at gmail.com. We love getting emails from you guys. So when you go and you send us an email, you can address it to in the subject. If it's something that you want to know from Jimmy, you can ask Jimmy. I will make sure he gets those emails. You can address it to me. You can address them to Mike. You can send Mike your well wishes and hope that he comes back soon.
You can even ask for Danielle on Bridgerton episodes. Am I correct?
Oh, absolutely. You know, any of our previous guests that we've had on the show, feel free to make a request and I'll see if I can get them back on the show. You know,
Pauline, Doug, Danielle, Mike.
Mike's a part of the show, but yeah. But even Mike Quinn, you know, we've had a bunch of good people in the 3 years that the show has been going, and I want to keep this going for years and years to come. So, Jimmy, you want to give everybody your socials on how they can get in touch with you?
Blue Sky, yes, Blue Sky.
That's
not
right.
This, Blue Sky.
Yes.
James925. Snapchat, JamesSI0925. Instagram and Threads, JamesH_the4th, all in lowercase. James Haynes the 4th on Facebook. TikTok, James0925.
While TikTok lasts.
Yes, and by the way, We Are Family is now streaming on Tubi.
There you go.
We just got kicked off for Hulu and we're going to Tubi. Please enjoy the episodes.
Yep. And you can find me very easily, Blue Dragoon 13, at Instagram, Threads, Snapchat, the Twitch channel where you can get the link to the Discord page. You can follow the YouTube channel to watch all the latest episodes of the Dragoon's Lair podcast, Blue Dragoon 13. You can also join the Discord group so you can join the community. You can get me on Blue Sky, Blue Dragoon 13. And you'll find me on TikTok till the day that TikTok shuts its doors down. Hopefully that does not happen. But if it does, you'll be able to find me on all the other social media platforms as Blue Dragoon 13. Easiest way to find me is Blue Dragoon 13. If you see it, it's usually me. If it doesn't have this wonderful face or the animated picture, then you've got the wrong person. And I will never ask you guys for anything other than if you go to the Facebook group and you want to make a donation so we can make some improvements, get some more equipment and stuff, there is the Ko-Fi link there for you to buy us a cup of coffee. Small donations help to keep the show going. I've also posted a couple of t-shirts and some merchandising stuff that I did through Teespring. So
even the lovely sticker. Look how
yeah,
it's faded, but it's being publicized.
We have more. There are better stickers, at least vinyl ones, that are listed on the Teespring page. So if you sign up, if you can go there, get some of the merchandise, it helps us out. Also, make sure you drop us a like, share, subscribe on the platforms. You know, somebody actually left a comment on TikTok asking about one of our shorts and like, what is the point to this? And my response was, listen to the Dragoon's Lair podcast on Spotify or YouTube. So if you want to know more, because the shorts, the reels, they're only a small part of the episode.
Teasers.
Yeah. So if you want the full experience, you got to check out the full show. We're on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and YouTube channel, Blue Dragoon 13.
The week after.
Yeah, so a week after, but you do get the video episodes if you sign up and watch us on Spotify. So make sure you follow so you get all the latest episodes when they drop, because we are a bi-weekly episodic series where we're giving our reviews every other week. So YouTube is every other week after the audio episodes, and the Spotify video episodes drop first. So that goes and gives you plenty of ways that you can check us out. But make sure, I am a little more active, I've noticed lately, on Blue Sky, but expect a lot of shit posting on there, expect a lot of reposting, and I don't get political on here, but I definitely do on Blue Sky, because, what how did that song go in Fight the Power? Fight the Power's that beat. Because, frankly, folks, we're all struggling to get by, and frankly, I think Aerosmith put it best, eat the rich. So, with that being said, I want to wrap everything up. Thank you all for listening. We miss you, Mike. Hopefully, you'll come back soon and you'll rejoin us. And Jimmy, thank you for being here as always.
Always a pleasure.
And I'm going to take us out with the first of the new year. You don't have to go home, folks, but you can't stay here. Now get out.
Bye.
See you next time.